Good morning, children. This is the C part of economic importance of bacteria and fungi. In the previous video session, we have seen the useful activities of bacteria in agriculture. And today we are going to see the activities of bacteria in industry, useful activities of bacteria in industry. Bacteria are employed in so many agro-based and chemical industries in the preparation of several materials at commercial scale. So these bacteria are involved or employed, we can say, in the agro-based and chemical industries in the preparation of several materials. Now we will see on a commercial scale, on a large scale. For example, curing of tea and tobacco. Now, bacteria are also employed for the partial fermentation of tea and tobacco leaves to remove their bitterness and give them specific flavor. So certain bacteria are there which helps. Fermentation means chemical breakdown of the leaves or any substance, that is known as fermentation. So in tea and tobacco leaves, for the fermentation of this tea and tobacco leaves, bacteria are employed, and these bacteria during fermentation they remove the bitterness of the leaves and give them a specific flavor. Children, we all are using this tea, and different flavors of tea we have today. This is all possible because of the bacteria which help in the fermentation of tea and tobacco leaves. Tanning of hides. Hides means the skin of the animals, that is known as hides. Removal of fats, hair and other tissue from the hides of animal is also achieved through fermentation by bacteria. After the death of the animals, children, their skin is removed. After the removal of the skin, what happens is, children, from the skin the fat, hair and other tissues are removed from the hide of the animals, and this is also done by the bacteria which helps in the fermentation. And during that fermentation the fat and hair and other tissues are removed from the bacteria, and this process is known as tanning of hides. Now the hides are ready, leather is made from these hides, and they can be used to make different uh, type of things. Dairy industries. Bacteria play a very important role in dairy industries also, children. Preparation of cheese and butter in dairy industry is done by using different strains of lactic acid bacteria, that is Streptococcus lactis. They also give different flavor to these products. Children, you all are interested in eating cheese and butter. You like all these dairy products. So this dairy products, the cheese which you are eating, the butter which you are eating daily, that is produced by the bacteria, that is lactic acid bacteria, or we can call it the Streptococcus lactic acid bacteria. And these bacteria, they give flavor to these products. Chemical industries. Bacteria are important in chemical industries also. Some amino acids such as glutamic acid, vitamins, enzymes, dextrose, butyl alcohol, acetone, methyl alcohol, lactic acid, vinegar, etc. are obtained with the help of certain bacteria. So in the industries also these bacteria are very helpful, and with the help of these bacteria we are able to get all some vitamins, enzymes, vinegar, they are produced in the industries. Retting of the fiber. It is the process by which plant fibers like flax, hemp and jute are separated from associated tissues. Decay by bacteria such as Pseudomonas fluorescens and Clostridium species. So retting of fiber means it is a process by which fibers are removed from the stem of the plants like the flax, hemp and jute. So bacteria are involved in this, and these stems, they are allowed to rot in water, and by the activity of this bacteria we are able to get the fibers of flax and hemp from the stem of these plants. So in this way, it helps in the retting of the fiber also. Now, bacteria help in maintaining the nature's balance. So, bacteria are very important in maintaining the balance of the nature. Now, we'll see how they help in to balance the nature. A large number of components in the air, water, and soil are being used by the living organisms for their growth, maintenance, and reproduction. See, children, we are taking many things from this environment, that is from the air, water, and soil for our growth, maintenance, and reproduction. The same substances are to be returned in the nature to maintain its balance. See, when we are taking something from the nature, we have to return it back to the nature, then only a balance will be made. If we will go on utilizing it, one day what will happen, all these minerals, whatever is present in the this atmosphere, it will go on decreasing. So children, it is a balance is maintained by returning the things which we have utilized back to the nature, and in this way a balance is made. The dead bodies of the animals and plants and excreta of these organisms are decomposed by the saprophytic bacteria decomposers. So children, what happens after our death or after the death of the plants and animals, and excreta of the animals also, they are decomposed by the saprophytic bacteria. As a result, complex compounds present in the dead bodies and excreta of the living organisms are converted into simple inorganic compounds such as nitrates, sulfates, phosphates, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, etc., and are returned to the nature for reuse. As we have seen, children, in mineralization, that after the death of the plants and animals, the dead bodies are decomposed, and even the excreta of the living organisms or the animals, that is decomposed and are converted into simple inorganic compounds like sulfates, phosphates, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and in this way it is returned to the nature for reuse. Now, whatever we have utilized from the nature, we have returned back to the nature after our death by the help of these bacteria. This helps in maintaining the ecological balance in nature as well as cleansing the earth from decomposing the waste. So it helps in maintaining an ecological balance in the nature, and it also helps in cleansing the earth from the decomposing waste. So whatever waste is present on the earth, these bacteria help in decomposing the waste. In this way, the earth is clean. It helps in the cleansing of the earth, and it helps in returning the minerals back to the soil or back to the nature. So this is all about how the bacteria help in maintaining the balance in nature. So children, one more thing we will study here, the bacterial process that convert complex substances into simpler substances. So there are three process we can see. One is decay, other is putrefaction, and fermentation. So we will see, children, this is very important, decay, putrefaction, and fermentation. Learn the definitions of all this. Complete breakdown of organic matter in the presence of air without giving foul smell. Decay means the complete breakdown of the organic matter. When the organic matter is completely breakdown, completely decomposed, that is known in the presence of air. In presence of air, when there is a complete breakdown of the organic matter, that process is known as decay. And when there is decay, there is no foul smell. Putrefaction means bacterial decomposition of organic matter in limited air results in incomplete breakdown of the organic matter and foul smell is emitted. See, in decay, complete breakdown of the organic matter is taking place in presence of the air. When there is incomplete, or we can call it in limited supply of air, bacterial decomposition takes place in that condition also, but the organic matter is not decomposed completely, or we can call it incomplete decomposition takes place, and there is a foul smell. A foul smell is always emitted when some animal die. What happens? We smell a foul smell. That means that is incomplete breakdown of the organic matter. That is known as putrefaction. After some times there is no smell. That means the complete decay has taken place, or the complete breakdown of the organic matter has taken place, and in the presence of air, and there is no foul smell. That process is known as decay. Fermentation. Breakdown of carbohydrates by the action of anaerobic bacteria. See, chemical breakdown of carbohydrates by the action of anaerobic bacteria. Anaerobic bacteria which respire in the absence of air, that are known as anaerobic bacteria. So, the breakdown of carbohydrates by the action of these bacteria, anaerobic bacteria, that is known as fermentation. So here we end this session. Thank you.